Okay, so we will start the fractions lesson. So this will be the discussion video, right? In grade 7, the fraction lesson is divided into two parts. So this part will be focusing on these topics, right? So what are we going to learn in this lesson? What are improper fractions? What are mixed numbers? How do we convert improper fraction into mixed number? And in the same way, mixed number into improper fraction. How do we do the conversions between them? Right? So the next one is what? Last topic, comparing mixed numbers. So those are the 4 topics that we will cover in this video. Okay, so first of all, we will talk about improper fractions. Okay, so on the board, I have written 2 fractions. So one fraction is 8 by 5 and the other fraction is 12 by 7. So when you take a closer look, you might notice that these 2 fractions are somewhat different than the fractions that we already know. Am I correct? Now we will take few examples. I'm going to write 1 by 5, 1 by 8, 1 by 12. What are these fractions? These fractions are unit fractions. We know in unit fractions, the numerator is always 1. So in these 3 fractions, even though the denominator is different, numerator is the same, which is the number 1. Okay, now we will take a look at these 2 fractions. What are these 2 fractions? The type? These are what? These are proper fractions. So how do we identify proper fractions? In proper fractions, the denominator is always larger than the numerator. The denominator is always larger than the numerator. Or we can say the same thing the other way around. In proper fractions, the numerator is always smaller than the denominator. Numerator is always smaller than the denominator. Right. So when we observe these 2 fractions, what can we notice? In both of these fractions, the numerator is larger than the denominator. So here, numerator is 8, denominator is 5. Here, numerator is 12, denominator is 7. Right? So in both of these fractions, numerator is larger than the denominator. So these fractions, they belong to another type. What is that? We refer them as what? Improper fractions. Improper fractions. So in improper fractions, the thing that you have to remember, the numerator is always larger than the denominator, or we can say the other way around, the denominator is always smaller than the numerator. Right. So now we will talk about the other type of fraction. What is that? Mixed numbers. Not mixed fractions, mixed numbers. Right. So on the board, I have written 2 mixed numbers. Okay. So you can see the usual format that is related to a fraction is somewhat different. Always when we say fraction, what comes into our mind? We have a numerator and a denominator. But here, we have a numerator, denominator, and also another number. What are these fractions? These fractions are mixed numbers. Now, in a mixed number, we say mixed number is a special type of fraction where a whole number part and a fraction part is there. Or we can say a mixed number is what? It is a combination of a whole number part and a fraction part. Okay? So when we talk about the whole number part in this mixed number, it is 1. The fraction part will be what? 3 by 5. Right. So how do we say the name of this fraction? 1 and 3 by 5. Or we can say 1 and 3 over 5. Right. So on the board I have written 4 mixed numbers. Now always remember, in this name to the end we have the numbers part. මේ නමේ අන්තිමට numbers කියලා කැලලක් තියෙනවා. But don't forget, even though the name has numbers to it, right? This is what? This is a type of fraction. Right? Right. So the first mixed number. So how do we say this? 1 and 5 by 7. Okay? So the whole number part is 1. The fraction part is what? 5 by 7. Next mixed number, what do we have? 3 and 4 by 5. The whole number part is 3. Fraction part is 4 by 5. Next mixed number, 6 and 5 by 9. Whole number part is 6. Fraction part is 5 by 9. Next one, 10 and 7 by 12. Whole number part is 10. Fraction part is 7 by 12. So the whole number part, it can take any value. Okay. And another thing that you have to remember, when we talk about mixed numbers, okay? So we know a mixed number is made up of two parts, the whole number part and the fraction part. The fraction part will always be what? A proper fraction. Now, when you observe all 4 of these mixed numbers, right? Consider the fraction part. All of them are what? All of them are proper fractions. So, unlike other fractions, when we talk about improper fractions and mixed numbers, there's a connection. So, what is that connection? Right. So, what is the connection? Right. So, what is the connection? If we take an improper fraction, that improper fraction can be converted into what? Mixed number. In the same manner, a mixed number can be converted into what? Improper fraction. So what is the connection? Any improper fraction can be converted into a mixed number, and any mixed number can be converted into what? Improper fraction. So on the board, I have written 2 fractions. Actually, these 2 fractions are the same. Right. So if we take 8 by 5 and convert it into a mixed number, what do we get? 1 and 3 by 5. In the same manner, if we convert 1 and 3 by 5 into an improper fraction, what do we get? 8 by 5. So now we have to learn how to do that. That means, how do we convert an improper fraction into the mixed number, and also how we convert a mixed number into improper fraction. Right. So before we move forward, we will just go through what are the key points we learned so far. So apart from the fraction types we have already learned in grade 6, there are another 2 kinds of fractions. Okay. So one is improper fractions and the other one is mixed numbers. In an improper fraction, the numerator is always larger than the denominator. Right. So this is a improper fraction. So how do we say the name of this fraction? 22 by 5. This is a mixed number. A mixed number is another kind of a fraction. So it has 2 parts, whole number part and a fraction part. So how do we say the name of this fraction? 4 and 2 by 5. Also, in a mixed number, if we think about the fraction part, it will always be what? A proper fraction. And another thing, when we talk about improper fractions and mixed numbers, an improper fraction can be converted into a mixed number, and in the same way, a mixed number can be converted into what? An improper fraction. So even though these two fractions appear different, actually these two fractions are the same. If we consider 22 by 5, if we convert this fraction into a mixed number, it will be 4 and 2 by 5. In the same manner, if we convert 4 and 2 by 5 into improper fraction, what do we get? 22 by 5. Right. So out of those two conversions, first of all, we will discuss how do we convert a mixed number into what? Into improper fraction. Right. So this is one of the examples that is on your tute, right? Under the subheading, converting a mixed number into improper fraction. So when we do this conversion, right? That means when we convert this mixed number into an improper fraction, what do we get? 6 by 5. So we will learn how to get this value or this fraction. Right. So the first thing that you need to remember, okay, so what is the first thing that you need to remember? When we convert this mixed number into an improper fraction, that improper fraction has what? It is essentially a fraction, no? So it must have a numerator and a denominator, right? So if we think about this mixed number, of the fraction part, what is the denominator? The denominator is a 5. Then definitely the denominator of the improper fraction is also 5. So that's the thing you have to remember. Okay, so how do we get the numerator? We do a simple multiplication followed by an addition, right? So what do we multiply? We multiply this 5 into 1 and add the value of the numerator. Okay, so 5 into 1 is what? 5. That means 5 into 1. Nah? We are not done. We have to add the value of the numerator. In this case, what will it be? 1. So 5 plus 1, what do we get? 6. That is the value for the numerator. So that means when we convert 1 and 1 by 5 into an improper fraction, what do we get? 6 by 5. So we will just go through once again. So we have to convert this mixed number and come up with the correct improper fraction. Right. So when we observe this mixed number, we can see the denominator is 5. So the denominator of the improper fraction will also be the same. In this case, it will be 5. Okay, so how do we get the value for the numerator? We multiply the 5, which is the denominator, with what? The whole number part. Okay, so 5 into 1, what will it be? 5. To that, we have to add the value of the numerator, of the fraction part. Right? So 5 into 1, that is 5. Add the 1, it becomes what? 6. So that will be the numerator. Okay, so now you can take your time and complete this. Right? Right. So the next example. So what is the fraction that we have? 3 and 4 by 7. 3 and 4 by 7. Right. So we need to convert this into its what? Improper fraction. So the first thing we know, the denominator will be the same. How do we get the numerator? 7, we have to multiply that by 3. So 7 is the denominator of the fraction part. 3 is the whole number part. 7 into 3, we get what? 21. We are not done. We have to add the value of the numerator. In this case, it is 4. So 21 plus 4, what is that? 25. So when we convert 3 and 4 by 7 into improper fraction, what do we get? 25 by 7. Okay, so now pause the video and complete this. So the next example. So what is this mixed number? 5 and 2 by 7. Okay, the denominator will be the same, which is 7. How do we get the numerator? 7 we have to multiply that by 5. 7 into 5 we get what? 35. To that we have to add the 2. So this becomes what? 37. So the numerator will be what? 37. That means when we convert 5 and 2 by 7 into its improper fraction, what do we get? 37 by 7. Okay, so now pause the video and complete. Okay, so now pause the video and complete exercise 1. Okay, so the first one is what? 1 and 1 by 3. So the denominator will be the same. What will be the numerator? 3 into 1, which will be 1. To that we add another 1. So this will be 4. So when we convert 1 and 1 by 3 into improper fraction, what will it be? 4 by 3. Question number 2. So there we have 2 and 3 by 5. So here the denominator is what? 5. What will be the numerator? 5 into 2. 5 into 2 is 10. To that we add a 3. So this becomes what? 13. So here the denominator becomes what? That means when we convert 2 and 3 by 5 into improper fraction, what will it be? 13 by 5. Okay, question number 3. So there we have what? 2 and 3 by 4. So when we convert this into improper fraction, the denominator will be 4. How do we get the numerator? 4 into 2 we know that is 8. To that we add a 3. So this becomes what? 11. That means the numerator will be what? 11. So that means when we convert 2 and 3 by 4 into improper fraction, what do we get? 11 by 4. Okay. So then what do we have? 3 and a half. Okay. So here the denominator will be 2. How do we get the numerator? 2 into 3, which is 6. To that we add the 1, which is 7. So here the numerator will be what? 7. That means when we convert 3 and a half into improper fraction, what do we get? 7 by 2. Right. So then we move to the next subheading, which is what? Converting improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay. So on the tute, under that subheading, this is the first example. So what do we do? 6 by 5 means what? We can say we have to divide 6 by 5, no? So we will do that. So here 6 will be what? The dividend, and 5 will be what? The divisor. So essentially what do we have to do? We have to divide 6 by 5. So we have to use the long division. Okay. How many 5s are there to 6? We can go up to 1. 5 into 1, what is that? 5. 6 minus 5, what do we get? 1. Now, what do we have to do? We have to convert this fraction into what? A mixed number. We know a mixed number has what? A whole number part and a fraction part. This is what? This is the quotient. Okay? So, quotient will always be what? The whole number part. And the denominator of the fraction part is what? 5. The remainder will be what? The numerator. That means when we convert 6 by 5 into a mixed number, what do we get? 1 and 1 by 5. So we will go through it again. 6 by 5 means what? We can say it is 6 divided by 5. Right? So what we do is we take 6 and divide it by 5. So this is the division process. When we do the division, we use the long form of division. Right? So there, this is the quotient. Right? So the whole number part will always be what? The quotient. Right? So the denominator will be the same. Right? So we have 6 by 5. Here the denominator is 5. When we convert this into a mixed number, there also the denominator will be 5. This is the remainder. Remainder will be what? The numerator. Right. So this is question number 2. Okay. So how do we do this? Same as before. What do we have to do? We have to divide 25 by 7. So we have to use the long form of division. Right. So we will divide 25 by 7. So we have to use the long form of division. How many 7s are there for 25? We can go up to 3. 7 into 3, what is that? 21. 25 minus 21, what do we get? 4. Right? So this is the quotient. The whole number part will always be what? The quotient. Right? The denominator will be 7. Right? So what will be the numerator? This number, which is the remainder, which is 4. Right, so this will be question number 3. So here also what do we have to do? 37 we have to divide by 7. Okay, so what do we have to do? 37 we have to divide by 7. How many 7s are there for 37? We can go up to 5. 7 into 5, what is that? 35. 37 minus 35, we get a 2. Right? So the quotient will be the whole number part. The numerator will be the same. In this case, it is 7. What will be the numerator? This number, which is the remainder, which is 2. Okay. Okay. So now you have to complete exercise 2. Right. So this is the first improper fraction. Right. So we have 7 by 3. That means we have to divide 7 by 3. So as usual, we have to use the long form of division. So how many 3's are there for 7? We can go up to 2. 3 into 2, that is 6. Then 7 minus 6, what do we get? A 1. That means here the whole number part will be what? 2. The denominator will be 3 and the numerator will be 1. Right. So we come to question number 2. So there we have 12 by 5. So what do we have to do? 12 we have to divide by 5. How many 5s are there for 12? We can go up to 2. 5 into 2, that is 10. 12 minus 10, we get a 2. So that means here the whole number part is 2. Denominator is 5 and the numerator is 2. Now, when we do the division, quotient and the remainder, we get the same number, right? So, quotient, it will be the whole number part and the remainder will be what? The numerator of the fraction part. Right. Question number 3. So, we have 17 by 7. That means what? 17 we have to divide by 7. How many 7s are there in 17? We can go up to 2. 7 into 2, that is 14. 17 minus 14, we get a 3. So the whole number part is 2. Denominator is 7 and the numerator is what? 3. Right. Question number 4. So we have 11 by 4. Right. So 11 we have to divide by 4. How many 4s are there in 11? We can go up to 2. 4 into 2, that is 8. 11 minus 8, we get a 3. So that means here the whole number part is 2. Denominator is 4 and the numerator is 3. Okay. So the next subheading of this lesson is what? Comparing mixed numbers. That means you must be able to find when you have been given two mixed numbers, which one is the larger one. Okay, so under that subheading, this is the first example that has been given to you. Now, what's the thing that we have to do? We have been given two mixed numbers. We have to select which one is the larger one. So, actually, there are several types that or several patterns which you will be getting the questions, right? So this is one of the patterns. So when you have been given two mixed numbers that you need to compare, that means selecting the larger one, the first thing that you need to do is what? Take a look at the whole number part, right? So in this fraction, which is 4 and 3 by 5, the whole number part is what? 4. So on the other fraction, which is 3 and 5 by 7, what's the whole number part? 3. So we have two mixed numbers which has different whole number parts, right? So when that happens, right, the mixed number which has the largest whole number, it will be the largest mixed number of the two. That means of these two, when we compare the whole number parts, right, which one has a larger one? This fraction, 4 and 3 by 5. That means 4 and 3 by 5 is greater than 3 and 5 by 7. Okay? So when we have two mixed numbers with different whole number parts, it will be very easier for us to select the larger fraction. Simply what do we have to do? Simply pick out the mixed number which has the larger whole number part. Right. Pause the video and complete. Okay. So now we come to the next pattern. So we have two mixed numbers, right? We have to select which one is the larger one. Now of these two mixed numbers, you can see, right, that the whole number part, it is the same. Both have the same whole number part. When that happens, what do we have to do? We have to compare the fraction parts, right? So what are the two fraction parts there? We have 5 by 7 and 3 by 5. Now comparing fractions of this format you learned in where? Grade 6, right? So what do we have to do? We have to make these two fractions, right? They have to be in the same denominator, right? So now you know we have to calculate what? The LCM, least common multiple. Okay? So out of these two fractions, if we consider the denominators 7 and 5, right? What is the LCM? 35. So we have 5 by 7. LCM is 35 means what? We have to convert this fraction into a fraction which has a denominator of what? 35. So what do we have to do? We have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 5. 5 into 5 we get what? 25. 7 into 5 we get what? 35. Now these two fractions are what? Equivalent fractions. So instead of 5 by 7 I can use 25 by 35. 25 by 35. So the next fraction that I have is what? 3 by 5. Here we have to do the same thing. I have to convert this fraction into a fraction which has the denominator what? 35. So what do I have to do? I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 7. 3 into 7, what do we get? 21. 5 into 7, what do we get? 35. Now these two fractions are what? Those two are equivalent fractions. That means instead of 3 by 5 I can use 21 by 35. 21 by 35. Okay. Now what happens? Here we have two fractions where the denominators are same. When we have two fractions or when we have fractions where the denominators are of the same value, it is easier for us to compare them. Simply what do we need to do? We have to take a look at the numerator values. So here we have 25, here we have 21. 25 is greater than 21. So we can say 25 by 35 is greater than 21 by 35. Now the thing is, this is not the answer. We have to write the answer using the fractions that has been given to us. So these are the two fractions that has been given to us. So we have to rewrite this. Right, so I will continue in this side. So that means 3 and 5 by 7 is greater than 3 and 3 by 5. So this is the answer. Okay, so now you can pause the video and complete the tute. And there's another thing. So actually, when we compare these kinds of fractions, so we will take these two, 5 by 7 and 3 by 5. So there's an easy way to do this, a shortcut. What do we have to do? Right? So multiply 5 into 5. So what do we get? 25. 5 into 5, that is 25. We write it under 5 by 7. Now remember, this is a shortcut. Huh? Okay. Next, multiply 7 into 3. 7 into 3, what do we get? 21. So we write it under 3 by 5. Now we compare. 25 is larger than 21. 25 is under 5 by 7. That means we can select this fraction, mixed number. So that is a shorter way. Okay. Right. So now you have to do exercise 3 of the tube. Right. So this is the first two mixed numbers. Okay. So when we observe these two fractions, right, we can clearly see the whole number parts are, right. That means we have to consider what? Consider the fraction parts. So we have 3 by 8 and 5 by 6. Right. So we have two fractions that we need to compare. Can we compare them? No. Why? Both of these fractions, if we observe the denominators are different. One has 8 and the other one has what? 6. Right? So we need to make them same. That means we need to come up with the least common multiple. So when we consider 8 and 6, what is the least common multiple? 24. Right? So 3 by 8, I have to multiply the denominator by 3 and the numerator by 3. Right? So when we consider these two fractions, the LCM is 24. That means in order to compare these two fractions, right, I have to convert both of these denominators into what? 24. Right? So how do I convert this 8 of 3 by 8 into a 24? By multiplying it by 3. When we multiply the denominator by 3, we have to multiply the numerator by 3 as well. So 3 into 3, we get a 9. 8 into 3, we get 24. Now these two fractions are what? Equivalent fractions. So I can write 9 by 24. What's the next fraction? 5 by 6. So here I have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 4. 5 into 4, we get 20. 6 into 4, we get 24. Now these two fractions are what? Equivalent fractions. So 20 by 24. Now what happens? Take a look at the denominators. Both of them are same. Now we can compare. Right? So I will continue on this side. 9 by 24 and 20 by 24. Okay, so here I have written the two fractions, right? So now it is very easy for us to compare, right? The denominators are same. So simply we have to look at the numerator values, right? So 20 is larger than 9. So we can write in this manner. 20 by 24 is larger than 9 by 24. So 20 by 24 means 5 by 6. So that belongs to this mixed number, which is 3 and 5 by 6. So 3 and 3 by 8 is less than 3 and 5 by 6. Right. So here we can use the shorter method also. Right. So just as before, we had the two mixed numbers. So both of them have the same whole number part. So we will write down the fraction part. So 3 by 8 and 5 by 6. Then what do? Multiply the 3 by 6. 3 into 6, that is what? 18. Then multiply 8 by 5. What do we get? 40. So 40 is larger than 18. So 40 is written under 5 by 6. That means 3 and 5 by 6 is larger than 3 and 3 by 8. So that way is much easier. Right, question number 2. So these are the two given mixed numbers. So as before, you can see that the whole number parts are same. That means we have to think about the fraction parts. So here we have 5 by 9 and 7 by 8. So we have two fractions which has different denominators. So we need to make them equal in order to compare them, right? So 9 and 8, what is the least common multiple of 9 and 8? It will be 72. So 5 by 9, I will multiply the denominator by 8 and the numerator by 8. So 5 into 8, 40, 9 into 8, 72. Now these two fractions are equivalent fractions. So 40 by 72. 7 by 8, I will multiply the denominator by 9 and the numerator by 9. 7 into 9, what is that? 63. 8 into 9, what is that? 72. So 63 by 72, why is that? Because these two are equivalent fractions. Now, both of them have the same denominator, which is 72. So we have to think about the numerators. So 63 by 72 is larger. So this fraction is larger. So 63 by 72, that means 7 by 8. That means 5 and 7 by 8, that is the larger fraction. So we have to write the answer. So 5 and 5 by 9, 5 and 7 by 8, that means this way. Or we can say 5 and 7 by 8 is larger than 5 and 5 by 9. Both are correct. Okay, if we think about the shorter method, both of the mixed numbers have the same whole number part. So we will take the two fractions, right? Then what do we have to do? 5 multiply that by 8, so we get a 40. Then 9 multiply that by 7, so we get what? 63. 63 is larger than 40, so 63 is written under 7 by 8. That means this fraction is the larger one. So 5 and 7 by 8 is larger than 5 and 5 by 9. That's the answer. Right. So from that, we have come to the end of the first part of this lesson. Okay. So in the first part of the fractions lesson, we have discussed what are improper fractions, what are mixed numbers, how do we do the conversions between them, and how do we compare mixed numbers, right? So hope you have enjoyed the video, right? Thank you.